Hey everybody, Picky Old Gamer here, and my Retro Engine Sigma video has hit like 10,000 views right at it, and for me that's fantastic. A lot of you keep commenting, making discussions and some arguments about what this thing is, what it isn't. It's a Raspberry Pi, it's not a Raspberry Pi. You can't do that, sell the emulators because that's illegal. You're taking somebody else's code, and there's some good points there. This is the Indiegogo that's been going for about 17 days. I've been very busy with the change in work. I apologize. I just haven't had time, but they asked for $20,000. They've gotten over 20 times that. So yeah, what is this thing? Well, first off, it's not a Retro Pi. I'm going to show you what it is. Go through a few more things here. I'm not going to try to make the price starting out with 16 gigs, all these things to copy everything over a wired controller, which is a PS3 knockoff, is $50. That's damn good. It is an all-winner H3 CPU, 4-core A7. Mali 400 MP2. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? 512 megs of RAM, USB and USB OTG, power supply, micro SD, up to wireless in, programmable stats, LEDs, etc. What sounds familiar is the NES Classic Edition is an all-winner R16, and it does have the same Mali 400 MP2. Trust me, it does. And 256 megs of RAM. This thing is on the same scale of chips that this, the one that everybody is just spending shit tons of money for, and that's all it is, right? That's exactly what we've got here. This is a teardown on Polygon. Yeah, it's an R16. And if you go to allwinnertech.com, go over here to products and pull down. Let's get the R series. There's what we got right now in the NES Mini or NES Classic. Mali MP 400 MP2, blah 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 blah. 1080p 60 frames per second. But the H3 is what these guys are running. Nearly the same. Oh look, same thing. Output video capture, but it outputs at 4K. But if you read on their Indiegogo site for video, so it's probably 4K at 30 frames per second. It's going to do everything else at 1080p. Android 4.4. So how does, people are saying this thing is just a Raspberry Pi. It's not a Raspberry Pi. It's an all-winner chipset that, yes, you could buy other Android devices, little Android boxes, and do it yourself, but it seems pretty cool. I'm not saying you to buy this, but everybody said also the other point, they can't put these in these emulators on here. They can't put this on here. The Retron 5 got called out for that shit because they put emulators on there, and they still didn't get taken down because, well, no legal action came from it that I can remember. If something happened about that, comment below, and if something happened about that. I didn't find out, but yeah, they kind of did steal some of the code. If you decide to install the additional emulator pack to enable this system to run game backups for older systems, the legality using ROMs depends on the country's laws, yada 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 yada. This functionality is meant to allow you to access your old favorite games in case technical blah 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 blah. Basically, they're not going to ship this with emulators. That's very cool. They're respecting, they're respecting the laws, and they're not stealing people's emulators. They're not stealing intellectual property. I like this. I think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's really, really cool that they're doing this. And yes, there's other options out there, but it looks like a Genesis. It looks really cool. Programmable buttons right here to do stuff with. An LED you can change. They give you all this package to give you all this stuff together. Wired, wireless. It also We'll do 4K streaming. There it shows it. You can make it out of the box. It could become a cheap little computer with Bluetooth. See what else I was going to show you here. Oh, wired, wireless controllers, expansion ports. I mean, yes, there's other things that could do this, but for some of those that don't want to build one or buy one, or this is kind of cool. And by the time you do all this and buy all these pieces and parts, is it going to end up being $50? Maybe. So I think these people are showing a cool little alternative. All these emulators are right there. You get all this ability. Sure, it's using other things that. Oh, you can't even buy these. All these other ones are sold out now, except the $69 one and the $89 one. That's how big it is. I think this is going to be fun. I don't back Indiegogo Kickstarters. I'm weary. I'm not bashing these guys at all. I know a lot of people are arguing and bashing them. I don't think it's going to be a ripoff. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to make an update video. So many people are viewing my stuff. When it comes to this, you know, I think it's going to be a cool thing. It's an option. You can build your own Raspberry Pi. You can put a Pi 0 in an NES cart and do about the same thing. You can just get a Pi 3. And a Pi 3 is even more powerful. But still, if you want something that's built for you that you don't want to have build it yourself, you may just go out there and download the emulator packs real quick and dump them on there. And you want the Genesis look, you know, it's not bad. So I want to give this update video to everybody, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Everything's on screen here if you want to follow, share, subscribe. And I do appreciate getting a lot more subscribers. I'm almost at 500. I do appreciate that. All right, everybody. Big Hill Gamer out.